Welcome to Dicejunkies. This is Random Encounters. I'm Xenodamus. I'm here with
Q.
And we're going to roll some dice and talk about some random topics. See what comes up. What's that? Man? Jameson.
That explains because he was like, after these, we're going to do some random.
Random McRambutt.
And I thought I was distracted because I ain't going to lie, I have not stopped thinking about that chicken. If y'all didn't come here from the chat, you need to watch the live. You need to watch the live show to know what I'm talking about.
I've also taken some cold medicine to go along with my Jameson and coffee.
Yeah, you should probably mix Dayquil plus Jameson's.
Man, this is going downhill real fast.
Yeah, it is.
Roll some dice.
What? Okay, yeah. Do I got to roll first? Did we show everybody the list? It's the
roll.
Blood.
Yes,
stop talking. Just roll.
It's the Blood Axe version 2 list from last week.
From lovely. Okay, just roll.
All right, I'm gonna roll.
Don't roll a 1.
Should have rolled a 19. That'd have been hilarious.
No.
Favorite monster skill / ability.
What number was that?
17.
Oh, okay. I thought it was an 18.
No, I mean that's a 17.
Everybody knows 1 and 7 is 18, man.
Okay, it rolled on me.
Okay.
Go ahead.
All right, favorite monster skill / ability. Let's see. Now I had talked about the you brought yours up, and I said I was going to bring up mummies the next time this comes up. Or no, that was
Despair. It's called Despair.
Was that favorite, or was that maybe most dangerous?
No, it's favorite. I mentioned the infamous Mind Flayer Brain Extract, which is just a legendary amongst D&D
but
players.
Also, man, Mummy Rot's a bitch as well. But
but that Despair, I've seen party wipes.
But Despair has killed more parties. Like it has.
That's not a monster ability. That's a player putting his foot in his mouth. If y'all look at the chat with it, we had somebody got the nerve to tell a greater mummy, "Don't you ignore me," and it hit his ass with destruction.
Oh wow!
So literally, here's what happens: he's up, the mummy's fighting the rest of us. Mm-hmm. He shoots in the back and goes, "Don't ignore me." It turns around, casts destruction. Destruction turns into dust. So literally, what we saw was okay, poof.
Yeah,
and we were like,
well, I'm not even gonna bring up your games. I mean, you had a fucking dungeon that the walls were made out of disintegrates.
That wasn't me. That was another deal. But yeah, the walls are made out of disintegrate. Every wall you touch cast disintegrate on you.
But
he was a wizard. Yes, he talked crap. Was a wizard. He was gone.
But yeah, no, I remember the first time I brought a mummy into one of my campaigns, and it was Pathfinder, I guess. And I'm coming from second ed. And I'm winging a lot of the Pathfinder shit, and so I'm just going off of CRs.
Yeah, and you're thinking, oh, it's just a mummy. Did you find out it's got every person that sees a mummy? And
then I see everybody in the room shit a brick, and I'm just like, what's up? Let me read. Oh.
Everyone save versus paralysis.
And I think you were the only one that didn't get paralyzed.
Yeah, had to save the whole party. Do you know how many times that's had to happen?
Yeah.
I've never, ever failed a save versus a mummy. But I've had everyone else fail, and it's not a happy day. I just thought of another one. You know, we'll throw out an extra one because it's just a classic. Boy, especially from second ed, ghoul paralysis. Because ghouls are CR1. But they can paralyze you. And isn't it like minutes? It used to be minutes in the second edition.
Yeah, I don't remember.
But ghoul paralysis used to be terrifying because you can run into them at first level due to them being a CR1.
Yeah.
But if you fail to save, you are fully paralyzed.
It's pretty low save, though.
Yeah, but ones happen.
But, I mean, even with it being a CR1, you're level 1, 2, or 3 hitting a CR1. You still got about a 50% chance unless that saved.
But if he takes down the frontliner,
is on one of your main saves. So.
The problem though is if he takes down the frontliner and you don't have more than one frontliner, which has happened before, there was like, oh, we've got a wizard and a rogue trying to fight a ghoul.
Your frontliner should be able to. I mean, because I think it's a con save, so your frontliner should.
Our frontliner was frequently Ben.
Okay.
Ones.
Yeah.
Ben, our only friend who can roll 3 ones in a row.
I don't know. Mike makes him run for his money.
Mike's about every 2 rolls.
Now, the difference between Mike and Ben is Mike consistently rolls bad, just poorly.
All the time.
Ben rolls bad when it counts.
He'll roll nat 20s on spot, listen, all that, and he'll be like, yo, Savers there. Man, I got to roll a 1.
Yeah.
Wait, I got to re-roll 1.
And that's the thing. It's also usually when it's defying odds. Like there's no way you'll fail this unless you roll a 1. That's when Ben rolls the 1.
We got to take Ben out. We got to catch up with our boy.
Yeah.
Because I remember that time you played a samurai and he got to roll 2 d20s and he double 1. He snake-eyed d20s. I didn't know you could snake-eye d20s. He was like, I get to roll 2 d20s. 1. I just looked at it with like, you snake-eyed. You know the odds of getting a 1 on 2 d20s?
Yeah, we're going to leave Mike alone, Blood Axe. We're not going to. Mike don't need us to.
Blood Axe, that's wrong, man. Don't you bring up what happened to that dragon samurai. You know that was tragic.
All right, Q, roll the dice, man. Roll the dice. Let's get the webcam back up. All right, go.
Let's see if we can cause a tragedy. I'm going to try to channel me some Ben here and see if I can get double 1 so we can get like multiple topics.
Reroll. That's the same one I just rolled, man. You
copycat. We already gave him 2, too. We gave him Ghoul.
All right, 15. Childhood hero / influence. And to be politically correct, hero or heroine.
I was never really influenced by heroin. I tried to avoid heroin all my life. Let's see.
Up, Q.
Let's see, man. I was such a crazy kid. I mean, I liked Wrestling Majir, even though he's technically a villain. I remember when I first read Dragonlance, he became like my favorite character. And if you've noticed, several of my wizards are styled after him.
So that was an influence.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh wow.
His desire to get what he wants at all costs. You know what I'm saying? His pragmatism and his cunning. It was impressive. And because he was physically weak, he was not like strong, he was not the big burly traditional warrior hero. Yet he ended up becoming a freaking god, like he was a badass. And he did it on intellect, cunning, and hard work. So I always thought he was kind of cool, even though he's a bad guy.
Oh, okay, all right, yeah.
I mean, if you've ever heard me describe the way Magus looks, he looks like wrestling, man. Like, you can see it in several of my characters I've made.
Mm-hmm. All right.
That's it. I got.
That's it.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, yeah.
Okay.
I was a weird kid.
Editor, roll a die.
Help us, editor.
Oh, God.
Roll a die, editor.
Roll a 19 on yourself. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. 4. Life is not always better than fiction. A book suggestion.
Boy, we've read some tragedies. We've read some messed up stories.
All right, we'll just go around the table and we'll all give a book suggestion. I think last time we had books come up, our editor gave us some medical book or something about dissecting the brain. I don't know.
Did I?
Or no, it was about poisoning the ladies getting poisoned.
Radium Girls.
Yeah, Radium
I
Girls.
Can't say that one again.
No, you got to come up with something different.
Oh.
She's like, I don't read that much. I'll start us off. So I've talked about lit RPGs and how I don't normally go for lit RPGs that are based off of MMO VR based ones.
Yep.
I like the ones that are more reality based. But I found a VR one that I'm actually quite digging a good bit. It's called Life Reset, and the guy. He ends up getting stuck in the VR thing, but there's a glitch in the system, and these scrolls are made that basically change your race to a monster race, and the monster races are normally unplayable, so you end up just having to delete your character, and so it's one of the few scrolls that could actually completely kill a player. And so they were trying to get rid of him out of the system, but he ends up getting hit with this. Well, apparently the reason why people can't play him is because of their compatibility to the system.
Hey, Q.
Yo.
Stop breathing into the mic.
And so he has a high compatibility to the system, so he's actually able to play the monster race. But he ends up losing his logout button because he plays it for a while and it fully adapts into his interface.
So now he's part of the system.
And so now he's considered part of the system. But it's actually a really good book. I've enjoyed it so far, and it's interesting to see somebody playing a goblin, and
hopefully not a goblin slayer style goblin.
yeah, not quite. But yeah, so it's an interesting look. It's a different aspect. Quite enjoyable though.
I don't remember the name of the book, but one of the most interesting stories was just a book, a concept where a guy gets trapped in a fantasy world, and they brought into mind the real horror that magic represents in the sense of enchantment. Like, in this world, it's the most terrifying magic because he gets hit with a spell, and then he blacks out and wakes up, and he's been doing all this crap, and he doesn't remember it. And he just starts freaking out. He's like, I got to find a way to protect my mind. Because there's people walking around that can just walk up and just go, I charm you, I dominate you. And it was just interesting that, and there was other magic that did the same thing, that he was like, oh, this spell shoots a blast of acid that covers you. And he feels
what's the name of the book?
I told you to remember the name of the book, man.
So how are we supposed to be suggesting a book if you don't know what the fucking name is?
Go read a book, find it. Well, what was the name of your... Damn it, you didn't know the name. Shit. But I'll just talk about the general concept of, you never thought about, like, Melf's acid arrow. We think it's a crap spell because it does 2d4 damage and just does d4 acid. But from the point of actually getting hit by it, because he hits someone with it, they're just screaming, and I was like, it would hurt worse than a lightning bolt. So it was really funny that he actually goes like, yeah, man, there's some spells that are worse because of what they would feel like. For the next 12 seconds, you're covered in acid. So it was just an interesting concept they played on, that, the realism aspect of if you could feel the pain, being on fire is not a joke.
I've seen several of the lit RPGs that sort of play up that aspect of reality versus game mechanics,
Like, there's a Fallout 4 mod that when you set guys on fire, they run around screaming. It's so fun. Maybe I might have a dark side. But
Maybe.
It's fun.
Maybe.
Because you just go, and they just run around screaming, man. You're
I
like,
don't know. Now all I
yeah.
think about is the Borderlands 2 bandit, that goes, I smell delicious. And when he's on fire.
Yeah, I know. That was, God dang, now I want to play Borderlands 3 now. What you got, editor?
Michelle?
I bought you all the time I could.
All right. So, forgive me, but it's been so long since I've actually read a fiction book. So the last one that I did read, it's actually kind of an old book. It was based off a recommendation by one of my other friends. It's called A Brave New World.
You have other friends?
Yeah, believe it or not. But it's called A Brave New World by Aldous Huxley. It's an old book. It's like one of the first dystopians.
Did you Google that?
No. No, I actually read it. Ha ha ha.
There it is, right there. See at the top note.
But yeah, it's a dystopian, and it takes place like way in the future, and basically the idea is to separate yourself from emotions, and so like everything's it's very sexual also, but like in a functional way.
Oh.
Like they only use like sex to like reproduce, and that's it. And that's about it.
Okay.
And like they go.
And what's the name of it again?
It's called A Brave New World by Aldous Huxley.
And I wasn't trying to say that you hadn't read it. I was asking if you Googled to remember the title and the author.
Yes,
because
I did do that.
Okay.
I'm not willing to put that much work in.
I did do that because I was.
Because you were talking about how long ago it is, and I was like, man, I can't remember most titles. The reason I remembered the title of the book I just brought up is because I'm reading it right now.
Yeah,
I was reading it last night in bed.
Dude, that's why I can't remember the name of the title because I've read so many books. Like I read like 5 books a month plus. So I'm like, I don't know. I've read a lot of weird stories.
Yeah.
Like Life Reset sounds familiar to me. That's how many books. I'm like, I think I've seen that one.
But yeah, no, I've read that like probably during Christmas, I think.
Okay.
And I enjoyed it for it being a book that is from the early 1900s. Actually, George Orwell, who wrote 1984, he based his book on this book.
Oh,
he got a lot of his information.
I may actually look up this book and read it.
Well, that concludes the educational portion of our episode.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Our editor
Brought to you
always
by
has
the
quality.
editor.
She's got real
Why
quality.
do you have that dice over there sitting on one? Don't be bringing bad mojo to the. We got enough bad mojo coming from these dice, and for you to start putting them on ones.
Well, you going rolling in, or are we done? You wanna do one more?
We'll roll one more.
Go ahead. Since you're talking that good stuff.
12. What's 12? Editor. Let's see. Supporting cast and sidekick.
Zeno.
Arc sidekick.
Me.
That's right.
You's a boss, man.
I is a boss.
Now supporting cast and sidekick. What? I mean, are we just naming a supporting cast
Claptrap.
or sidekick?
I saw him in the video. I'm looking forward to having Claptrap back.
I am looking forward to having Claptrap back. What's an interesting supporting cast / sidekick though? Like one that really just stood out.
I got mine, so I can chill. You
Well, go ahead.
No, I did Claptrap.
Oh, you Claptrap was yours. Okay.
Come on, man. You get Borderlands without Claptrap.
No, I agree. Claptrap is definitely. I mean, I have Claptrap on my phone. Whenever I get a message. So you know, I like Claptrap. It's a fun character.
I mean, Thundercat. Since we were talking about He-Man.
No.
Orko.
Will you shut up for a damn second, man? God dang. You got something, editor? What's the favorite sidekick / something another?
A favorite?
Oh, Jacopo was awesome.
Yeah. Blood Access Jacopo from Count of Monte Cristo.
Yo, I go to town, stab, I got you. I'm your man. Jacopo was cool. Y'all need to see that movie if you want to see what a real sidekick got your back like.
Yeah, I'll do one. It's not like from a story or anything. It's from a game. So I used to play Hackmaster a lot, and Hackmaster actually allowed you to have a sidekick, or an apprentice, protege, whatever, and you could actually play both your main character and your sidekick. So, I actually, in Hackmaster, they had fairies were a playable race, which are tiny. And I had a tattooist fairy who, he was a tattoo mage. And he had the sidekick of this rogue, halfling.
Just a little short crew.
And, his spell book was the rogue's skin. Like that is what he used as his spell book. So he was tattooing all over this rogue, but he was an illusionist specialist. And man, they got into so much trouble because you get an illusionist fairy that can hang out in the backpack of a rogue halfling, and you start casting illusion spells to help him steal stuff. And you're pretty much unstoppable.
That actually is like such an evil Banjo-Kazooie rogue wizard team. Just pop out of the backpack.
Yeah. But no, the DM who was actually DMing that was notorious for trying to kill off the players. And
yeah.
That was not the way Hackmaster was supposed to be played. There was just some asshole DMs that thought it was. But yeah, so he ended up killing off my sidekick, but I was the only guy whose main character ended up living because he kept forgetting that the main character was
actually, he's like, I finally got you, and it's like that was my
my sidekick. And he was
Where
so
you
mad.
at? Don't worry about it.
He still ended the game after that. He was just like, no, this is
I killed everybody. I won.
It's down in Hattiesburg, one of my buddies. But no. We were like level 3, and he put up like a fucking worm or something, and
he was just ending his game.
Yeah, right? No, we just figured at that point. Yeah, no, that's what I was. That's what I said without hesitation.
Shout out to Red.
Wasn't our boy Red?
Only person that ever has sent a mind flayer after my first level character. Real story. Mm-hmm. We got captured by a mind flayer at level 1.
Yeah, so my favorite sidekick was a creation of my own.
No, nice. Good job.
All right, I guess that's gonna.
Wait a minute, editor's not got a sidekick.
I can.
Oh yeah, that's right. We
that.
asked, and then we didn't give her time to respond.
That's
I think.
All right. That's all right. My all-time favorite sidekick would probably be Samwise Gamgee from Lord of the Rings.
Oh yeah. Now there's another guy that had his back. He's like, if you can't walk, I'll carry you. Mm-hmm. I mean,
he made that movie.
He did. Man, when he went in that goblin fort and was kicking all that tail,
are you saying that because you really are a fan of his, or because you've met him in person?
I haven't met Sean Astin in person yet.
You haven't?
No.
Oh, that's right. You weren't able to make it to that con.
No, I did make it to that con.
Oh, you did make it to that one.
I was too busy. I couldn't meet him, so I'm going to try and meet him at the next
because that was when he had the stalker, and they kept having to have the cops around him the whole time.
Yeah, and the person that I was with was ridiculously busy, and I never got a break. So I'm going to try and meet him next time.
Okay.
But I do like him. He's a cool dude.
Man, two of the friggin' like suggested sidekicks were like halflings / hobbits. That's actually unusual.
Yeah.
Go halflings.
Ooh, halfling.
Because Hackmaster, I think halflings had the hairy feet still, didn't they?
I think so. Yeah.
Hairy feet. Yeah.
Yeah. Now I have that book stuck in my head with the gnome. What is it? The Land, and every once in a while, just out of nowhere, somebody yells out, "Gnomes rule!"
That's a good leverage.
and every time the guy that's I guess the narrator of the book, he's like, I look around, I can't find this guy, but it just he'll have a town meeting or something, and then just out of nowhere, "Gnomes rule!" and he just starts looking around and he can't find it. He can't find who keeps saying it.
That is.
It's been just running. Like there's 7 books, and it's been a running gag through all 7 of them. So.
Gnomes rule, man.
You actually said that?
No.
No, the fact that you said it.
I know. I mean, I said it because he said it. We know I hate gnomes.
Yeah, I know. I was about to say you hate
gnomes is well known.
You gnome hater.
I've had nothing but bad experiences with gnomes.
The end.
What kind of experiences have you had with gnomes?
They've ruined everything I've ever tried. They've ruined everything I've made with these hands.
But their reach is so short.
I mean, to this day, Kits and his wife has not forgiven me for laughing as a giant toad was eating her. I literally spent a full round action laughing at her, and she won't let it go. Yeah. I mean, she shouldn't. It was terrible, but I hate gnomes.
Okay. Well, okay. I think all of our medicines are kicking in and all that good stuff. I think we should probably roll it up and end it here.
And then the chicken has to pay.
And
it's got enough
chicken.
reprieve.
An hour
later.
So
chicken. Thanks.
Yeah, I'm still thinking about it. I'm going to kill that
Thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed. Be sure to check us out on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, all that good stuff. And you can support us on our Patreon page, pretty much across the web at Dicejunkies.com. You can go and see all the links. So if you can't find us by just typing in Dice Junkies, just go to Dicejunkies.com. All right, guys.
There's stuff on it now. There's stuff.
There's
stuff on our website. We found a guy who types. He's putting stuff on it now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We actually have more text.
They've been to our site. I mean, there was nothing on there.
And now more text.
Yeah. Words and stuff. Yeah. Written by a guy who actually knows how to do that.
Yeah. He does it. He does it for money in some places. Not for us, because we don't pay anybody shit.
I can attest to this.
So support us on Patreon so we can pay people shit.
We're still trying to get their editor paid, people. Don't y'all care?
All right, guys. Thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed. Take care.